and welcome back to the Niche Football Podcast. This week we have another special guest episode. We have Maikeli Lomu. Welcome, Maikeli.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Fantastic. I'd like to begin every podcast with a simple question so the listener can get an idea of who you are and what's to come. Some of my guests are a bit perplexed by this question, but in your own words, who is Maikeli Lomu?
Maikeli Lomu, he started playing football when he was in elementary school. Um, yeah, I'm a dad. I have three kids. I play football for the Tonga national team. I also play club football in Oceania. I live in the U.S. I'm based here in the States, but I go out and play club football for a couple months at a time,
Oh, wow.
just whenever I'm able to. So,
I mean, you must have some long miles on your flights every year then.
oh, for sure.
So we'll start from the beginning. Born in Utah, I have here in America.
Yeah, I was. Mhm.
You played high school football before being offered a college scholarship. Where did your first love for the game come from?
Like I said, in elementary school, we would play in the snowy fields of Utah, just at recess. So I mean, that's where it definitely came from.
So you were offered a scholarship, but instead got here that you chose to go against that and you did a 2 year religious mission instead of football. What made you go that way?
That's just the culture that I was raised in.
Hmm.
I was encouraged to go on this church service mission, and it was definitely like a choice that I made in high school because of the peers that I was around, and so
Okay.
um, yeah, I went and served that mission, and then the college that I was going to go to, they didn't want to hold the
Hmm.
scholarship for me, so I didn't end up playing. So
But afterwards, you returned back and just played at the amateur level. Am I right?
yeah,
Just some
that's correct.
local teams.
Mhm.
Uh, but what I want to get into is from there your story with the Tonga national team because it's a very unique one. Um, you
Definitely.
responded to a post online, to a social media
Yep.
post looking for players.
Yep. So my last competitive game before playing with the Tonga national team was in high school.
Hmm.
And so I went about 8 years without playing any like really competitive games. But yes, I went and visited the islands in 2019, about 5 years after I graduated high school. And I was driving by, we were just driving around the island and I noticed some soccer fields out in the distance.
Hmm.
And I was like, what? Because growing up in Utah, Tongans only play football or rugby.
Yeah.
There's really no other options for us here. So it was really weird of me to be playing football just to begin with.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, when I was in Tonga, we were driving by those fields and I saw the goals and I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that Tongans played like football.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I didn't have time to like look into it or anything, but little did I know, like I was driving by the Tonga football headquarters. That those were the goals that I saw when we were going to the beach
All right.
that
Okay.
day. And so when I got home, I looked it up. I searched everything. I was like Tonga football, and then the Tonga Football Association popped up on Facebook. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is like a whole thing. We have a national team. We compete in like FIFA World Cup qualifiers and things like that. Like this is amazing. And so I followed the page, and then about I think 5 years later, they posted on Facebook, that same Facebook
Hmm.
account, that they were looking for international players, and I was like, hey, might as well
Might as
might
well
as
give
well
it a
shoot my shot.
go.
Exactly. So I sent in a CV. I started running, got back into shape, and shipped me and my family off to Tonga to compete in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers.
When was the moment that you thought maybe Tonga is the place to take the family? Because you spend a lot of time out there.
Yeah, so we had recently sold our business here in Utah, and so it
Hmm.
was it was really good timing for us. We were looking for a change in life for whatever was next already when I saw that Facebook post, and so I sent it. And then when they responded, I was like, no, like this is what we're doing. And my wife was like, yeah, this is absolutely what we're doing. And she was very supportive and very she wanted me to do it almost more than I wanted to do it myself.
I mean, she must be very supportive to get up and go however many thousand miles it is,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you can go pursue your football soccer dream over in Tonga. Um, did you think you were going to get accepted to play? Because it's a bit of a whim sending a few videos.
Yeah. No, 100%. I was terrified. I did not know what the skill level was or what, yeah, like I had no idea what I
Mm.
was stepping into. I knew they invited me and they were like, yeah, you could come and try. I was like, okay, cool. And so yeah, we flew out there and like I said, I didn't know what to expect. And um so yeah, I had no hopes or expectations going
Mm.
into it. I was just in it for the adventure, and whatever came from it was okay with me, honestly.
It was a quick turnaround because I've got that. It was only 3 months after you first went and tried out that you were put into the squad.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be that soon?
I knew the timeline because I knew the dates of the tournament because
Mm.
that's what they were preparing for,
Yeah.
and so I it was only about 6 weeks from when I touched down in Tonga. 6 weeks later were the World Cup
Oh,
qualifiers,
crazy!
and so
That's incredible.
yeah.
I mean, I'd hate to bring it up, but unfortunately, it wasn't the dream start, because Tonga
Uh-huh.
did fail to get through the first round of qualifying. However, um, you decided to stay and play a bit of club football out there in the
I
Major
did.
League.
Yeah,
How do you
honestly,
find the difference between playing in Tonga than it was in America? Because it must be a huge contrast.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's an entirely different world. Um, First of all, it's free to play. That's the
Oh, of
big
course,
difference
because
of
America's not like that, is it? Yeah, because
no, yeah, like you have to
we're
pay
free to play over here, and whenever I get the Americans on Tough Asphalt,
really.
I still think it's baffling that you've got to pay for just to play football. I think it's crazy, but yeah, that must be a
It is
big
crazy.
change.
In any league, yeah, it's at least like $10 just to get in any
Mm.
kind of league here in the States. I mean, $10 the minimum. That's for just like open play. Like
Yeah.
we don't know who's going to be playing. No, nothing organized at all. And
Oh,
so, yeah, that's a big major difference. But skill level, I mean, it's very similar to here, where it's like you have your good players, you have your bad players, you
yeah,
have the guys that are just playing for fun, that just want to show up and just have a good time.
yeah,
Um, and unfortunately, that is like at the at the top level, there is a lot of that. There is a very good um, amount of high quality players there in the island.
mm,
But who they're playing against is just the guys that are just there for fun.
yeah.
And so it is hard in that sense for sure.
Um, we'll talk about the league and that, and some of the clubs. I think if it's up to date, are you still at Nuku'Hitu FC?
Yeah, yeah, that
So,
is correct.
so that's a bit of a change from playing in America as well. Not only are you playing domestic football and for the national team, but you also compete in the OFC Champions League,
Yeah, yeah, that
which
was that
was
was
the
like 2 weeks
first.
ago.
I think, yeah, I was going to say it was only a couple of weeks ago, and that was the first time for Nuku'Hitu, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So how does it feel to be playing in a regional competition like that?
It was very cool. It's such an ex amazing experience. Um, Obviously in the World Cup qualifiers, uh, I feel like it was like a night and day experience for me, mostly because I actually got to play.
Yeah.
I was in a lot better shape, yeah, a lot more fit, more game ready than I
Mm.
was for the World Cup qualifiers. I've had 2 years to prepare for it, so
Yeah.
it was an amazing experience, and I was really grateful that they invited me to come and play.
If you turn the clock back a few years and then compare it to today, for example, did you think you was
Mhm.
going to be playing Continental Champions League games in just a few years' time for when you saw that first poster or that first social media page?
No, no, absolutely not. I didn't even know if I was going to be playing in the World Cup qualifiers, let alone
So it's one
a
very
Champions
quick
League tournament.
turnaround that. It's an incredible story. We'll talk a bit of Tongan football, the development. You
Mhm.
have your own initiative, Voyagers FC, Players for Change. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Because it's a very interesting, exciting project you've got here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I'm starting a semi-pro team here in the States,
Mm.
aimed at bringing like Tongan and Oceania players to the US to get more exposure and better
Yeah,
training and hopefully integrate them into like a better just the football community in general. Um, but then we're also hosting a soccer camp in Tonga
yeah,
for our high school age kids. That's like 16 to 18 year old, or I guess 14, 15-year olds to 18-year olds in Tonga. They're going to be staying at the Tonga football headquarters. They have some dormitories there where they'll stay and they'll practice and train with other Tongan footballers around the same age.
right.
Um, yep, and so we're hoping to we've got quite a few signups right now, and so we're anticipating a pretty good turnout for this camp come this summer.
Fantastic. What made you and your wife start and embark on this project?
Yeah, honestly, we were looking for ways to get back to the island.
Mm,
That's one of our biggest goals because when we were there, we were hoping to try and find some kind of financial support, some kind of job,
yeah.
so that we could stay there in Tonga. But unfortunately, we just couldn't find anything.
Mm,
We ran out of money, had to come back to the U.S., and so we were just thinking like, what can we do in order to get us back to the islands and
yeah.
so that we can continue the mission of trying to help Tonga football grow not just locally but globally as well. And so we just thought we could put on a soccer camp, a football camp.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about it. Not only players going to get the opportunity to develop their skills, but they're also going to get opportunities to progress off the pitch personally. Because
Yeah,
you've got day trips, island tours, beach days, visit to the capital, I think, Nuku'alofa, boat rides.
yeah.
So these are all like personal progression things. How do you think they're going to impact the youngsters as players?
No, I'm very excited. At least here in Utah, there's these things. There's these like service trips that people go on,
Hmm.
where they go and like build houses. I'm sure, like
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all over the world. They go to like yeah, lesser fortunate countries and they build houses or build
Mm.
wells and things like that. So we kind of want to model it in a way where we're definitely going to be playing football, a lot of football, but we also want to have a service aspect where we go and clean up beaches and things like that. Maybe level some roads or something. Like
Yeah.
we want to do something that helps the kids um, get that world experience where they feel like they're making a difference and they're helping a community that's underserved. But alongside of that, I hope that playing with the other with the Tongan kids almost broadens their horizons.
Mm.
Where um, one personal story that I like to share from my club uh, from growing up was I went to a tournament and it was really rainy, and
Yeah.
one of the kids on my club team, he one of his pair of boots got super muddy, like super caked up and just super filthy.
Yeah.
He when we got home from that tournament, he was from a wealthier family and he actually asked his dad for a new pair of boots and he tossed that pair of boots in the trash. And it like for my mind, like I didn't grow up super wealthy. And so in my mind, I was like, what are you doing? Like like you had fresh like and they were brand new boots, mind you. Like
Yeah.
they weren't like his old pair. They were brand new boots that he got for that tournament. And he tossed them in the trash because they were dirty and asked his dad for new ones. Um, Experiences like that, I think, will almost disappear
Mm.
for kids that come to this camp because the boots that they're playing in are second, third, fourth
Yeah.
hand me downs that have holes all over them. Like it's just it's a completely different experience that even for me, um, I grew up in humble beginnings and like it humbled me to
Yeah,
come and see that kind of a situation where these kids don't care what kind of shoes they're playing in. Like they'll play in slippers if they have to. They
they
come and
just
they
want
play
to
for
be
the
out
one.
there and play the game, don't they?
Exactly. Yeah. It's and when I say it's a world, a completely different world, Tonga football from
Mm.
American football, that's what I mean.
It's
Like
two different cultures coming together, really, isn't it? Um,
absolutely.
what do you think? It's almost like the American side of it that will get more of a humbling experience to see how
Hmm.
Tongans live, which hopefully they'll take that into their own personal lives and start being a bit more open to opportunities and giving to other people like the Tongans themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Even just being more grateful for the
Mm.
things that they have, and the opportunities that they have. Um, because yeah, like I said, if I knew that Tonga football was a thing when I was in high school, I it would have motivated me to take football more seriously,
Mm.
to the point where I would have tried harder to play college. I would have tried harder to play
Yeah,
semi-pro or professionally. Like um, just broadening your horizons and creating a bigger world. Like football is everywhere, right? You can play football in every single country in the world. Um, but for me growing up, football felt like a really small thing that I was doing.
yeah.
Like it's not even the most popular sport here in America, and so um, like going and having those world experiences for those kids just opens up their world and makes them realize like, dang, like I I I'm a part of a bigger system that can do that has a lot of opportunities all over
Mm.
the world.
Where do you think this project can take you in the future? Like, how big do you think this could become?
So I hope that it goes hand in hand with our semi-pro team,
Mm.
to the point where we have programs that like exchange programs where we can bring U.S. kids or U.S. soccer players or world football players
Yeah.
from all over the world to Tonga and have Tongan players go all over the world. I don't know exactly where it's going to lead, but I do think that it's beginning to lay the foundation of creating pathways from Tonga football to the
Mm.
rest of the world, for sure.
On a personal note, then, well, firstly, actually, where can people find the Voyagers FC project?
Yeah, we have a website, so if you go into my Instagram page, it should be linked. There's also a Players for Change Voyagers FC Facebook account, or not Facebook, Instagram account.
Mhm.
So you can go and follow that. We'll be
I'll put
posting
them in the
updates there.
description of the episode at the bottom to make sure that all the links are there for you. Um, so back to personal football then. What do you hope to get in the next couple of years from playing for Tonga?
Yeah, I hope to continue to represent Tonga on the national level.
Mm.
We have the Pacific Games coming up next year, and then another set of World Cup qualifiers coming up the year after that. And so I just want participation, and I want to continue to stay at my best level so that I can represent Tonga in those stages, in those tournaments and stuff.
What would be a good result? Let's say in the Pacific Games, what would be a good result for you? What's the bare minimum?
Um, I would say getting to the middle of the group because it'll be not just the OFC nations, it'll
Yeah.
be countries like Niue and some of those other smaller
Yeah.
countries that don't have OFC membership or FIFA
Mm.
membership competing in the Pacific Games. And so we're I it would be very bad for us to finish in the bottom. Um,
Will New A be there yet? 'Cause
I
I spoke to them a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know if they're going to be quite in time for that. I'm not sure, but
yeah, I have no idea. I thought I heard 2 weeks ago that they had reached their fundraiser
mm.
goals, and I don't even know if it's new. It could be like Tuvalu or another one of the countries. Um,
I know no way. I've just reached their fundraiser goal. I just didn't know if the timelines were going to
awesome.
match up. That's all.
Yeah, I think that I heard that they were going to be at the Pacific Games. I have no idea, but that's next year in October or November. So
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
How about in the at the club level? Do you want to be competing back in the Champions League next year, year round?
Yeah, I think so. I hope Nuku'etulu can make it into the Champions League
Mm,
again, and so I can come and represent. I'm hoping to spend some time out there during the season to help them and to play
yeah.
some games with them. I can't stay the entire season, but yeah,
How
if
long
we
do
can.
your club seasons run for then? Because finding information about the Tonga Major League is by near impossible online. I can't find anything really.
I'm sure.
I can't find any league tables or anything like that. It's like I can see who's won it, and that's about it.
For sure. Yeah, I know they were saying when I was there in Tonga this last time that the league should be starting after the U16 championships because they're
Yeah,
hosting the qualifiers for the
that's the one that
U16
was
championships.
drawn the other week, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
just
this
been
week.
drawn that this week.
Yep, and so the club should be starting just shortly after that, sometime in like end of March into April,
Yeah.
something like that. And it should run about maybe 2, 3 months.
With Tongan football then, I mean the big news really of the year for Oceania is the emergence of the Pro League. I know they've got
Yeah.
their, I think they're contracted for a couple of years to have the current clubs and that. Is there
Mhm.
maybe a day in the future we see a representative Tongan team in it?
Yeah, they're hopeful. They definitely want to have a pro league team, and
Mm.
they're working on building the infrastructure
Yeah,
that they need to be able to qualify to have a team. Um, they have a stadium that they've been working on for the last like 5 to 6 years.
yeah.
That's almost done. It's supposed to be done, I think, in the next couple of months because that's where they want to host the games for the U16 championships.
Mm.
And so that'll be really nice. But that's going to be a major step into to moving towards
Yeah.
having a pro team.
I mean, do you think there's going to be a world where there's going to be like a representative team from nearly every country, nation over there? I think
I'm
that'd be
definitely
the dream.
hopeful.
That'd be the dream, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Is
it's definitely a matter of just building the community and the fan base
mm,
and just having the infrastructure and support from each
yeah.
island
The
specifically.
infrastructure, I think, must be the big thing for a lot of the nations. Like we mentioned Nui earlier. I
Mhm.
know they're associate members of OSC, but they, at the moment, definitely won't have the facilities to even put the players up for a week, would they, really?
Yeah.
So, but with Tonga, you say you got a stadium building. Would you be able to bring all the clubs over for a week?
Prob like yes, because there is a lot of hotels
Mm,
in Nuku'alofa that's pretty close to TFA headquarters where
yeah,
they would probably be hosting the games. I don't know that they ever would want to host the Pro League games in Tonga. It would just be a matter of being able to host the club and like the players
yeah,
during the season. Um, that would be the most challenging part. But I do think that they're very close to being able to. I'm sure. I do logistically for the league. I do like how they're doing it, where they're hosting like the little mini tournaments in the
yeah.
different
I
locations.
think it's the realistically with the travel, which is the big obstacle for any team out there. I
Yeah,
think it's the probably the best and almost only way they could really do the league.
yeah, but I do think it presents a very interesting league dynamic
Mm.
where they are kind of concentrated into like these
Yeah.
almost like football weekends in each of these
It's
countries where it
it's
can.
it's fantastic to be fair. I watch pretty much every game at
Yeah,
2 a.m. in the
no, that's
morning.
awesome.
It's a bit of a
There you
long
go.
slog for me, but it's at the minute it's my favorite thing to watch.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but is there anything else you want to get on to? I've got my questions are all sorted, all done. So, is there anything else you want to tell the listeners?
No, yeah, very, very grateful for the opportunity to come and talk to you about these things.
Oh no, thank you for
Um,
coming on. It's
I,
been a privilege.
I'm really excited about the things that we're working on.
Hmm.
My social media, we'll be posting a lot of updates for more projects that Tonga Football is working on specifically
Yeah.
that I'm helping with. We're just waiting for some like approvals and things like that
Hmm.
to hopefully get to get the ball rolling. We were actually invited to the Outriggers Challenge
Oh, have
that's
you?
later this year.
Oh,
Yep, and
fantastic.
so we're working on trying to get approval from
Hmm.
OFC and from TFA to be able to
Will it be
field
the
a team.
because last year the Outrigger Cup was 11 aside, but the year before was only a futsal tournament. Do you know if it's 11 aside?
Yeah, it's going to be 11 aside.
Yeah, and
They're hosting the games in a American football stadium.
oh,
So
oh, are they? Cause, yeah, because it was in Arkansas, I think last year it was, with the
yeah,
Marshall Islands
Arkansas.
first ever proper games and that. Do you know
Mhm.
who's in it? Who's competing?
Yep. So right now they have obviously the Marshall Islands,
Yeah.
U.S. Virgin Islands again. Aruba was
Oh,
the
Uber?
new
Okay.
invited, and then us,
Oh,
Tonga football.
fantastic.
So
Yeah, because
mhm.
again, I watched that when it came out because it was a historic day for the Marshall
Yeah.
Islanders. So is there hope that you'll be playing in it yourself?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely planning on playing it.
That's fantastic. Well, I'll make sure to keep an eye out when that's coming around. I'll make sure there's some posts about. I'll probably write an article about it as well, actually.
Awesome.
Um, so all your links and that, I'll put it all down in the description of the episode so people can have a look. And is there a donation page for Voyages or anything or Tonga?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, on our Facebook page, we will have a donation link
Yeah.
on our website, and that's linked in my bio.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
fantastic. I'll
for
make sure that's there as well.
Yeah, for Tonga football, there's no donation link
Mm.
as of right now. I've tried to convince them to make one. They just don't get the concept that people want to donate to them. But buying their jerseys is a super big way to
Yeah.
support. I think we have one of the best jerseys in OFC.
It's lovely, actually. I've just been looking at the design of it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the OFC jerseys are fantastic. They're
Mhm.
always something a bit different to the norm. Uh, and that is, do you get them on the Tongan FA website?
No, so you can find that on our sponsors page, customathleticsusa.com. I do think there's links to custom athletics on the Tonga FA page, so you can find it there. But yeah, yeah,
Well,
that's definitely the best way to support as of right now.
yeah. Well, hopefully for viewers and listeners, they will be going onto the website and getting some Tongan shirts and have some more representation of the country.
Yeah, no,
So
it's a beautiful shirt, very high quality too.
nice little sales pitch there. So we'll call it there. Thank you very much for coming on and telling us a bit about your story, and good luck with Voyagers and the Tongan national
Thank
team.
you. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity as
No
well.
problem
Thank
at
you.
all. Thank you. So there goes the final whistle on this episode. This has been the Niche Football Podcast, and I will see you at the next kickoff.